and that's not a bad thing at all, I don't think. Was that ever sort of an intention to be similar to that?
Like we never. Well, here's sort of. In this way, the way the show came to me was the head of development at Warner Brothers, an executive who I really trust and like, came to me and just set the iZOMBIE comic book, like the first episode, down in front of me and said, the CW needs a new kick-ass female hero. This is it. We need the new Buffy, the new Veronica. This is her. Please write this. And so, to a certain degree of trying to write a kick-ass, and she was already blonde. I didn't that. She was going to be blonde. I guess I wish Rose were like 5'11". That could. So I didn't keep reading petite blonde crime fighter. That's my specialty. That's really my sweet spot. And some of it is just, I think some of the feel is just that Diane and I, the reason we found each other as writers is we have this similar affinity for this tone, this, like, I would say Heathers would be like a tentpole movie for either of us, this kind of stylized, sharp-talking young people thing that blends comedy and drama. And so we were writing in our wheelhouse with Veronica Mars, and so we sound like we sound. I mean, that's just sort of the tone that we write in, so that's part of it as well. I don't mind the comparisons, but I didn't start out thinking I'm going to write Veronica Mars and zombies, but I totally get why it's an easy comparison. When Diane and I were thinking about it, though, we talked so much more about Buffy than we talked about Veronica. Like, given that we were going to have zombies, it felt more of a genre piece, and so that was. I would say we aimed more for Buffy, but I'm fine with. I did hear what made my day today is that Raul Coley ran into Joss Whedon last night, and Joss said, "Oh, I love your show," and I had not, and he was such a supporter of Veronica Mars. I had no idea if he had watched iZOMBIE or not. I was really thrilled to hear that he was watching iZOMBIE.
That's a bonus.
Yeah.
So, I love the inside look into the episodes when you and Diane sit down together, because you guys have such great chemistry together, and I just love how you guys interact with each other and then talk about the episode, because you can feel the passion that you have for the show and for the writing and everything. So when you do these episodes, and I was asking Diane about that and stuff, she was saying that you guys kind of infuse your kind of humor into it in every episode. So you would say about 90%, 100% is a little bit in every episode is something that you guys have had interaction.
Yeah, I mean, and when we hire a writing staff, the number one thing we're looking for is it's tone. Like I'll read almost anything, but we're looking for snappiness. Where like we all like if I'm hiring a staff writer or some low-level writer, I almost don't care if the story works in that in their sample. I just want to know that the dialogue feels like our dialogue. So we're trying to, and it's a weird thing because you read a lot of half-hour writers and that doesn't feel like our show, and then you read the procedural drama writers and that doesn't feel like our show. We are really looking for people who will fuse those things, and we want to be funny without sacrificing, having real emotional moments that, at the end of the day, that's what's going to keep people coming back to the show, I think.
The zombie infection is somewhat contained at this point. Would you ever be interested in taking it to like a really large scale?
Yes, but I think, there are a couple issues with that. I think if we ever get to that place, and it's not like we are going there in season 5, but it's something we've discussed. Like, what happens if can we keep playing a small zombie universe, or at some point does the infection break out? if we are a huge hit show, we might have the budget to go big with. But like every time we do like one of our Romero zombies, right now I'm sure. First of all, Walking Dead, they have a bigger budget, and they've got it down to a science. It's like a $10,000 budget hit whenever we do the prosthetics for one of the truly like old school zombies. So it'd have to be doing pretty well. I am interested in it. It has been much discussed. If we do, I think it would be more like a season 5 sort of idea, because we still have ideas we're excited about for the next couple of seasons at least.
So are you still be working on it here? Because most of the
Yeah, I mean, like a big storyline for Ravi in season 2 is a search for more tainted utopia. Like that's the key ingredient. It existed. Like he only had a few samples, and they were like samples that he pulled off of dead bodies from the original boat massacre. He's out of it now. To make more of a new cure, they have to find this exact formula, and that will be his great white whale of season 2. And meanwhile, the cure that they do have has some very serious side effects, and we'll have fun with those, and those will come into effect. One of them you'll see right in episode 1, but there will be more than that initial one.